Today's video is going to be quite surprising, and I do definitely want to talk about what we're seeing in the thumbnail and title today, which is going to be Black Swan. And before anyone says, "Oh my god, let's go, REHOO's covering leaks, let's go," no, I'm not. I'm not going to be covering leaks. But there's been a little bit too many hints that Hoyoverse has dropped that Black Swan will end up being a dot user or a dot attacker, just because not only when we were drip teased with her being Nihility Win, which is the staple for the dot class, which is Nihility, and the fact that when we looked at the stream with Pure Fiction, we did see that one of the sides that were shown to us during the stream was the ultimate / shatter side. So we ended up getting that, and that's confirmed. But we also ended up seeing a dot centered Pure Fiction also in the same stream, which I thought they were going to give us two Pure Fictions at the same time, kind of like giving us like a variety of things to play with. But as we know, we only get one side right now. So when we get the next Pure Fiction, will be probably maybe until the next version, which is 2.0, we are going to be seeing that, well, they like to coincide the characters to what is currently out. The same way Ruin May can take advantage of hitting weakness broken enemies, and then they get that nuke at the end of the cycle. Same way Black Swan might be able to take care of whatever is in the Pure Fiction coming out in the 2.0 for Penacani. There's kind of a little too many hints that they are dropping with them having the stream, with the dot centered Pure Fiction, with us getting a Nihility character next patch, with us also getting a Kafka rerun. And we all know why Kafka would be there if Black Swan is a dot unit, because Kafka is the end all be all of all dot teams, because she's the only one in the current moment that can re-trigger her own dot. Yes, Sampo and Luca can re-trigger their dot, Sampo from his Eidolon and also Luca from his own enhanced attack. There is really cool things with that, but the problem is the fact that they're rerunning Kafka right now kind of cements that yes, she will be a dot unit. And with her being a dot unit and as a 5-star, that kind of worries me slightly. Not because I'm not excited to get Black Swan, because 100% I love her design. I like the way she is. I like the way she looks. She looks really cool. And as a 5-star dot character, that's going to be amazing for Kafka. 100%. All Kafka mains rise up and all of them give applause, because now we're going to be seeing Kafka rise to new heights if she is a dot unit, and how strong she would be as a 5-star for Kafka. That's going to be absolutely amazing for her. Don't worry about it. But when it comes to her needing Kafka, that's where I might be a little worried, because looking at Black Swan and looking at other characters in the game right now, as of version 1.6, a lot of these characters are complete. They have complete kits and they are able to stand by themselves, not really needing other characters 100%. Some people might point towards Topaz, some people might towards Jing Yuan, some people might point towards Kafka. There's a lot of different characters that where they would like a lot of these characters, how Jing Yuan would like Bronya, how Jing Yuan would like Fu Xuan to be able to negate CC, how characters like Topaz and Numbi really need follow-up attacks like Dr. Ratio, Shui Yi, Himiko, and all these other characters. They don't need them. They are able to enable themselves to do what they need to do with any cast of characters. Jing Yuan can work with a multitude of characters that don't necessarily need to be 5-star supports or 5-star premier sustainers. Kind of like Fu Xuan, you can easily opt in for Lynx. You can easily opt in for an Asta, a Ting Yun. He can work with a variety of characters. He is a complete character. Same way with Topaz and Numbi and Kafka. You don't 100% need these other characters. I know some people can build Krika, be able to make her do her own damage, be able to re-trigger her own shock. Same thing with Topaz and Numbi. She can do her own damage even as a hyper carry, even though that's not her role. She is supposed to be a dual DPS type of character and be able to rock as a sub DPS, giving other follow-ups more damage. Not only is she boosting her own damage, she's boosting other people's damage that also do follow-ups. And also we will be talking about Topaz in another video, explaining why she's probably the MVP of 1.6, but that will be for another day. But basically looking at all the characters that are currently out as 5-stars, yeah, every single one of these characters are their own complete character. And with Black Swan coming in as a dot unit, which is most likely the case, that's where I'm kind of scared. Because why would we need a character right now? And I'm thinking about dots in the same way we've been getting them with 5-stars, being their complete character that they already are. And a lot of the 4-stars like Sampo, like Luca, like Wenaifen, these characters really need Kafka. And I mean, really, you're not running a dot team without having Kafka on the team. And with Black Swan being a dot unit, we're seeing that a character is going to do some massive damage, most likely. But if she's not able to do a couple of things on her own that I'm about to explain, then this is going to be possibly an incomplete character that I really don't want to see us going down the route of, at where we're getting characters like Kafka, like team leaders of other type of teams that we can have, and you can't really rock those 5-stars without having another 5-star. The same way Kafka can re-trigger all these dots, do we need Kafka for Black Swan? Now, the things that Black Swan would have to be able to rock on as her own unit as a 5-star, there's going to be a couple of things. One thing, can she re-trigger her own dot? Can she re-trigger other dots? Now, there is a really cool way to look at this, that if she can re-trigger her own dot, if she can re-trigger other people's dots, she's definitely going to be an amazing character on her own already, because she's able to make sure that she can get that damage in as soon as she takes her turn and not have to wait till the enemy to be able to take their turn to be able to do so. That would be the number one thing. If she can re-trigger her dot or other people's dots, that way she can get immediate damage as soon as her turn starts. Because if we can't re-trigger our own dots, that is going to be a big problem for the whole team, or basically for Black Swan, because you're being a liability of keeping this character alive. And once they take their turn, say you don't have enough damage, say you didn't get the chance to be able to do some type of mechanic where they have the shield and you got to wait for them to take that damage, you're not going to be able to do anything when they actually have your turn. The other thing is, if she can't re-trigger her dots, which this can be fine, you don't have to. That's a very strong thing to have. And if Black Swan and Kafka have this ability, holy, is that team going to be super strong. I cannot wait for something like that to happen. But if not, does she give other capabilities other than just applying her own dot? Because right now, we do have a couple of things that other characters do have that would enable some type of use on other teams. Like the way we have right now with Sampo giving more dot damage. This would be really cool. That would be a support for dot characters, and Black Swan would be a really nice character support wise while doing her own damage. That'd be an amazing thing for her to have. Or is she going to be able to do general debuffs the way that you can run on any team? The way you can possibly have something like, instead of only dot damage is dealt even higher with Sampo's ult, maybe her ultimate or her skill do maybe all damage is like increased to these characters. That way you're able to run her on more teams. Maybe mono wind with maybe something like Bronya, Blade, Black Swan, and maybe Ho-Ho. There's a lot of things that could come from her being an actual debuffer rather than just a regular dot unit. We also have Gwenaifen right now with a damage dealt buff that you do get a boost with Fire Kiss. If we could get something in that nature in regards to giving more damage while not being overly SP negative, we might be able to see Black Swan be a really nice 5-star. The only hope is just I hope that we don't get a character where we kind of need the team leaders to be able to use them at 100% maximum capacity. Because looking at Black Swan being a first 5-star dot user, which I'm super excited for, as I said before with Kafka, this is a thing to be looking at for all the Kafka mains out there. So it is a really good thing for the team. But for the people that will be making a new account, for the people that will be having their first time in Honkai Star Rail, to be getting Black Swan as the first character of Panakani is going to be a little weird if we're looking at a character that can't do their own damage or can't do the best of their ability without another 5-star that just reran before their character released. For veterans, that's a good thing, I guess you could say, because you had 2 chances to get Kafka, so you overall have a higher chance of being able to use Black Swan when she comes out easier. But for the characters, or for the accounts I mean, that are starting the game out with Panakani, because as we may know, 2.0 is usually a really big time for the community and for a lot of the Hoyoverse games. Whenever we do go into that next version of patches, that's where a lot of people come into the game, and seeing that Black Swan potentially might be a character where you can't use her at her max potential or the way you would want to use her, unless you see a guide saying, oh yeah, you need Kafka. Yeah, you need this character that just reran and you missed it, so now you're gonna have to wait a couple of months. That would be terrible for someone like Black Swan. Hopefully she has her own capabilities in terms of either debuffing or helping the team out that don't just specify herself just to dot, or that she's able to re-trigger her own dots, re-trigger other dots. That way she's able to give immediate damage, something that's as strong as what Kafka is doing. That would be able to allow her to stay as a 5-star and be, you know, all of one character. She's just one full character, not incomplete in the means of needing Kafka, because if we don't have her being able to do her own damage on her own turn, she needs to be giving or providing some type of resource that is of value to a multitude of teams, because we can't just have a character that does dots, that hits pretty hard with those dots, that don't do anything regards to, you know, helping out the team or doing her own immediate damage. Because right now we've been seeing some amazing 5-stars like Argenti, like REHOO and Mei. Holy crap, we've been seeing a lot of really good characters that are providing a fat ton of value to other teams like Topaz and Nambi, like Silverwolf, like all these other characters. These are really good characters that are basically revamping a lot of either other teams, or they're helping teams stay alive. They're helping teams be able to fill out what they need, the missing resources that they have, or improve quality of life by a great margin. And seeing that a character that possibly might not be able to be used without another character, that might be a problem. But we might see. We're gonna have to see when she comes out. We are gonna be getting the stream pretty soon. We're gonna be heading into some Dr. Ratio type of stuff very, very soon. Can't wait to showcase them. And then other than that, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Black Swan. If you know, don't, I know there's gonna be some people, I know there's gonna be some people that are in the comments like, well, actually she can do this, this, and this. I don't want to hear that. I think a lot of people do know what she does already, but I'm just expressing my concerns of what characters that, you know, coming out, hopefully not needing another character to actually do their best when it comes to being a 5-star, someone we have to summon for. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. See y'all on the next one. Peace.